Hello, people. I am just copying the link here to share to my story. 1 second. Let me post it on the Instagram. Hey guys. Thanks, Quays Blue. Phone should be plugged in. Sick, all right. Let's shoot some photos. Any tips for untracked photography? Go somewhere dark, get a lot of data, and just make sure your exposure time is long, but not too long. So people usually go by like the rule of 500s, but that doesn't really apply with variable pixel sizes. So, you know, it'll be different for every camera and every lens, but just make sure your aperture is wide open and you're using the best ISO for your camera, but it changes for every single camera. Anyways, here's a live view of the telescope. I've never actually shown this before, but this is the view from the actual remote telescope. And I just finished up another image the other night, so I'm trying to find a new target to shoot. Let me put on just a little music. One sec. All right, what's poppin'? All right, so here's the situation. I have to figure out what to shoot tonight. I already have new mosaic plans, so I'm just looking for something to shoot while I wait, basically, for the good stuff to come back. Where do you plan to shoot? I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out together. I don't think the Seagull is out right now. Actually, I'm pretty certain it's not out. But we're just gonna look for something easy to look at. Brocchies cluster and Vulpecula. I don't think I'd be able to get much time on this tonight since it's in Vulpecula, but let's see. That actually looks pretty cool. I usually never look at open clusters because they're pretty boring, but this is not too bad. Brocchies cluster. I'll have to remember that. So I just did Markarian's chain and the M87 area. So definitely, I mean, to be honest, I might just end up waiting for something better. Let's see what the weather is tonight. If it's perfectly clear. Oh, Leo Trio. That's not a bad idea. My Wi-Fi is acting up right now. It looks like tonight will be totally clear. I could try the Leo triplet. I'm gonna see how it looks. I guess it's a hamburger galaxy. I don't even know what the numbers are for it. What the heck is this? Baxendel's unphotographable nebula. Non-existent in Aquarius. Is that actually the name? Who's Baxendel? This is weird. Baxendel's nebula. A regular oval form, blah, blah, blah. So it's not a real nebula. Okay, it's not photographical because a bunch of guys back in the 1700s tried and they couldn't actually get it. Okay. I won't try photographing the unphotographable nebula. We'll see NGC 3628. Let's look at the transit times for that. It looks like I'm on the tail end. You know what, I'm probably not even going to try, to be completely honest. I'll show you my mosaic plans because they're pretty freaky. So this image here, this is the mosaic I'm planning on doing. It is a 36 panel Cygnus, like the whole thing mosaic, but the problem that I had, I'm just making sure the live stream is working. One sec. The problem that I had is that the rotation angle actually changes in the sky as you do a mosaic, and I'll demonstrate that for you. So if I wanted to do a 6x6 mosaic, and if I wasn't rotating my camera for every panel, oh, my overlap is too big here. So let's say I had a smaller overlap. Hold on, this is less pronounced than I was hoping it would be. I guess it's more pronounced at this other position angle, maybe. But you can see how each of these panels changes their rotation. It's not perfect. And you end up having to crop out stuff. I'm hoping to avoid this issue. And this problem gets really bad around the poles. You can see if you're trying to shoot a mosaic of Polaris and you just plan it with the SGP framing and mosaic wizard, it's not actually going to show all this panel rotation, and then that's a big problem if you're shooting large, wide mosaics like I'm trying to do. So I actually, since I have a rotator, I set it up to have the rotation change for every single panel in the hopes to get a purely rectangular image by the end without having to crop any good things out and keeping maximum overlap. So this was the plan that I came up with. The problem is accentuated for bigger focal length, or for, sorry, lower focal lengths, yeah. The problem is more evident the wider you go. So going wider isn't really an option, and I want to keep the resolution I have, so the solution is just to rotate, and I have the rotator, so it's not a problem, but I just need to make sure my sequence is set up for this. So we want our rotation error less than 1/10 of a degree, which I hadn't had it that accurate before, so I'm just going to save that 1/10 of a degree info. I don't think this is going to work. Every time I save a new profile, this thing just freaks out. All right. Let's open up a sequence here and we'll get started. So those were flats I shot earlier, and hopefully we'll get those to work tonight. Well, let's go to our big Cygnus mosaic and open it up, and I'll show you the imaging plan. So the plan was 36 panels. I even reordered them so that the panels that rose first were the ones that got shot, and basically it goes in like a stacking diagonal order down the mosaic, each one labeled properly. And there's so many panels, I really want to be shooting one panel every night, or I want to shoot the whole mosaic every night basically to try to minimize gradients. So that's what we're gonna do. And I've set up start times for everything, so this will start at midnight about. Oh, I can start this even earlier. Hold up. So I can start everything at 30 degrees. I think that might be the move. Start at 11:36. Yeah, so I'll just knock a couple of these panels to 30 degrees. And then we will let SGP decide what to do with it all. So I'll make sure that is saved. And other than that, the sequence is ready to go. So I'll hit run. How long am I planning to shoot for? I have no idea yet. But we will start at 11:46. But I want to show you my my DSLR. So I have a DSLR shooting wide field. Just time lapses. I have like a week of time lapses I have to render. But it's kind of cool just having a real-time view of everything the telescope sees. And it's getting close to new moon, so I think I might actually... We'll render another time lapse. I've been holding off because I'm like rapidly... It takes so much time to actually... Oh no, I don't want to save it to there. No, stop it. Okay. I do not want subfolders. There we go. We want a 528 folder. (5-28), and we're going to use this to shoot a new time lapse. Apply, save. So I'm going to shoot like 700 exposures, and we're going to go 40 seconds on each with a 10-second delay. I found that this just kind of works out relatively well. So we'll let that do its exposure, and then we'll boot up the Arcos and get it running. I've just been shooting M87 and the Trifid Nebula basically with the Arcos. So I'll just keep that going tonight. And it'll start at around the same time. So I'll just make sure all my colors are even here. And we'll see what our progress is for trifid. I have all of the oxygen left to shoot for trifid. But I'll get 10 more loom while we're here. And we'll let that run. Okay, we are not waiting until 1:42 a.m. I hate it when SGP does this. It won't recognize that I want to image the thing that's first. All right, 9:21. Cool. So now both scopes are set to roll. Getting our first images. You can tell they're overexposed, but I don't know how to auto expose them properly, so I let it kind of like transition into the point where it looks good. All right, let's close these out. Oh, here's a, a little sneak peek of the M87 image. Or I should actually say Markarian's chain that I've been working on. And I've just been shooting this like on and off at the start of every night pretty much. So just going piecemeal night by night, trying to get a bit more data each night. And slowly I've built up enough data for an okay image on this thing, but I had some glare in the red channels, so we have some halos that aren't very fun, but that's all right. There's the starless, just looking great. So now what we're gonna do, hey Mike, thanks for getting the wallpaper, I appreciate you. We are doing a little editing right now, and it starts with all the fun stuff first. We get to process our mosaic. And this will be quite a process. So I did a bit of editing earlier, and I guess I have a master flat I want to keep, but I don't really want to keep any of that other stuff. I don't think I really have anything that I want to maintain from this test, so we'll delete. And we'll make a new folder and we'll start file organizing. So let me show you some of the raw frames. I actually have a bunch of frames in the wrong spot. So I have a bunch of oxygen data. Let's start organizing. So I'll move these over and open one up for y'all. But there's just an impressive amount of data here. Oh yeah, I always I struggle with color balancing my Milky Way as well. Like it's really hard to get it to look good, and I think I've found an okay way in PixInsight to do it. I used the I use the built-in process, which is oh, you've been balancing everything individually with a histogram. That's hardcore. I have been oh my god, there's so much. I think this is sulfur data. I'm not sure. Oh, there's more oxygen here. Oh my god. I'll move that into the oxygen folder. I use the built-in process in PixInsight. So I'll use color calibration and background neutralization. Background neutralization is straightforward. You just use a preview on the background. But for the actual white balance color calibration step, I set my preview around Lagoon and Trifid. Excuse me. Yeah, the preview set like narrowly around Lagoon and Trifid, it came out pretty well. And I'll show you guys this image while we're here, just transferring data. So here's the full-size JPEG. Yeah, PixInsight is expensive, but such is life with all this Astro stuff. Anyways, here's the mosaic in all its glory. And you can just zoom way in. This is almost like higher res than shots I used to take with my actual telescope back in the day. Like close-ups of Lagoon and Trifid, and this is wide field. So there's a lot going on here. And I tried really carefully to kind of get some of this dust on the left. There's a bit of dust going on in the left of Sagittarius that I wanted to keep. And then there's Rho. Hey, thanks, Jeremy. But yeah, I really enjoyed all the stuff around Scorpius. That stuff is really cool. And then there's the War and Peace and the Cat's Paw. Very cool nebulas I don't really ever get the chance to look at. Oh, and then Eagle and Omega up here as well. But yeah, that's the Milky Way mosaic. Oh hell yeah, 85 should be a nice tasty focal length for some big old panoramas. Alright, let's grab our sulfurs, which I am 90% sure are these. Oh god. This too. Either way, this will all go into WBPP, so it's irrelevant if I have it right or not. I would just like these to all be proper if possible. I should have 35. Yeah, okay, I got all the B panel. So basically what I'm trying to edit right now is this 4-panel narrowband mosaic, which I shot. Well, I've been shooting like the last 2 weeks. It'll be like my first big image out of SRO from the Takahashi setup, which I'm super excited about. Oh, there's even some M8 data hanging around in there. That's weird. Alright, let's get a hydrogen alpha folder in there too. And I believe all of this is also hydrogen. Let's open one up and see, then I can show you all one of these images as well. But they're all really big. It's a ton of data. Everything is 60 megapixels, which is becoming a bit of a burden on my computer. Anyways, yeah, there's a panel, hydrogen. Looks pretty nice and flat. So I believe everything in this folder is HA, so we'll just get that all dunked in. I'm afraid there might be some duplicate file names, but we'll see. $200 lights. So there's a lot of time that went into this. A whole lot of time. A couple hundred light frames. Which makes me think we won't actually be doing a lot of mosaic editing, more imaging. So let's see what the telescope's doing. at least while all these files move around. Data has started becoming a huge problem for me, as far as like transferring everything in from the remote scopes. It's like a big problem, like actually moving files, because I'm just pulling in way too many files, which is kind of an interesting problem now with astrophotography. Not one I've had a struggle with before, since I've only been using the Arcos, the 16-inch remotely, which is just one scope, so it's not that hard to manage, but managing everything else is definitely a challenge. But yeah, you can see the sky is starting to darken a little bit in these long exposures. Hour and 40 minutes left until scope start. But I think the this other one should start sooner. Which reminds me, I've also been using a scope in Australia. Oh no, I have 10 duplicate file names. Do I just ditch 10 light frames? It's kind of a problem. It's files from light to H alpha. Yeah, I have quite a bit of storage. Not much more than you though. I have a couple 8 terabyte drives, so I think I'm probably around like 25 terabytes, but I really need to get a NAS. All right, I think I'm actually probably not going to be able to move all those things to a different folder. Let's just dive straight into the script. No, it's still a problem. Well, we'll see. So the way I pre-process mosaics is I load every panel and then I run the script per panel and let it integrate everything. So I need to be very careful about where I'm grabbing all my files from. Everything that's an A panel needs to stay A, so I'll grab all the A's from every place I can find an A panel. And then I think I should be okay if I proceed like that. My organization has just been really bad. But we'll find all the A panels. I hope you all enjoy this. This is the really fun part of astrophotography. It's just great. I'll show you how I have everything saved. I just kind of save everything by object type or by road trip. And remember the files in the 5.8 folder. Okay. That should be everything for the A panel, 28 hydrogen, 13 oxygen. That's not right. I should have at least 35 A oxygen frames. Okay. 28 hydrogen, that seems right. 35. All right, so this is going to go A panel. And we will also have to grab our flats. And I just shot flats today, so we actually have everything. So I have oxygen, sulfur, flats, and I already have a hydrogen master flat, so we're all good on that front. So we got oxygen, sulfur, and over here we have our hydrogen master flat. For darks, I have already produced some master darks. The 300-second master dark and our master bias. So now we have everything we need for the A panel, and we are going to register and integrate everything. And off she goes. All right, so this is my storage. I'll show you really quick. And while this is going, I'm also going to download the Carina mosaic. Although I don't know where I saved it. Where did I save the Carina Nebula? What the heck? Carina Nebula Mosaic. Okay, here's the folder. Jeez. I don't even know where the full res is. Hold on, I texted it to Christoph. All right, there it is. Ooh. I'm moving that file over to the Dropbox so I can show it to you. Anyways, here's my backups. I have images I edit for clients, comets, the old file organization, which I haven't yet gone through. I have video, miscellaneous road trips, solar, planetary, Milky Way, lunar, globular clusters, open clusters, galaxies, and nebulae. My computer might start dying here, by the way. But before it dies, let me show you this Carina mosaic, which is corrupted. Hell yeah. Oh, it's not actually corrupted. Oh, how do I back up? I guess I don't back up. I don't actually back up like all the active files on my computer. I just save all my image data. No, I don't have a second hard drive. It's none of my storage is like redundant, which is kind of risky, but I have not gotten a NAS or extra storage to do backups. I'm kind of like always on the line. Yeah, it's bad, but anyways, here's the super funky Ada Carina mosaic. Yeah, I like to live on the edge. I'll get a NAS at some point. I've been looking at getting one, but not yet. But yeah, this mosaic was only one night of data, which is pretty cool. It's a two-panel mosaic from a scope I've been using in Australia, which frustratingly, running a scope in Australia is actually really difficult because the timing is really off for America. Like, it's sunset there around 3:30 a.m. here in Utah. So I kind of have to set the scope to run in the evening, and then fingers crossed it starts fine, and it has been starting well lately. So that's a struggle, but being in Namibia would be better, and it will be better because sunset over there is at like 9 a.m. in American time. So, you know, you can image in the daytime. You can kind of image in the daytime from Australia, but you really got to be up early, like 5, 6 a.m. if you really want to like get prime time. No, I don't really work with too many brands, or like really any brands. I turn down almost everything I get. I mean, I don't know. It depends. Like, I'm not really that morally comfortable with like posting ads for brands I don't really care about. Like, there are some brands I maybe would consider working with, but it's like what I'm getting at is that there's some brands where if you get the opportunity to work with them, it's like clout for you. And those brands I would probably work with because it looks good upon you for everyone else. And you also get paid. But if it's just for some random company, then I don't really do that. So I haven't really actually worked with any brands because none that I see as important enough have reached out. And I don't reach out to brands at all, really. But if there is well, I guess technically I work with Spencer's Camera. He's loaned me a camera. So, Spencer's Camera in Utah. We're pretty much neighbors. He does Astro modded cameras, and I use one of his that he's loaned me. So, that is a brand I work with technically. I guess I could also show you guys this this time lapse. This is from when I shot the big old Milky Way mosaic. So you can get a view of why this was such a good spot. Because like pretty much for the majority of the night you can see there isn't really any gradient change across the Milky Way as it goes through. Oh, I should not drink sparkling water in live stream. This is terrible. But you can see, like down to the very low horizon, there's almost not really any gradients. There's an airflow gradient, but yeah. I mean, I get brands that reach out. I just ignore them because I don't like double dipping on. I'm even like hesitant to advertise for myself, and if I can't advertise for myself, or I feel like if I'm advertising for myself, I can't advertise for someone else too. Like I just think it's annoying to someone following me to see stuff from something I don't care about. Like I want to keep everything dedicated to the art. Unless, of course, it's a huge brand that provides clout with the opportunity. Or in the case of like Spencer's Camera, helps drastically with my ability to shoot better images. Like it helps me shoot better images. I'm always down to work or, you know, show off companies' stuff if it helps. I'm just really afraid of annoying people that follow me because I know I don't like seeing branded content from people usually. Yeah. East Coast is rough for Astro. I don't know if I could do it, honestly. Looks like we got both our master flats. Now we're just doing light frame calibration. Let's pop open one of these guys in ASTAP. I found out ASTAP can open XISF, so I've been using it to like check stuff as I go. Because normally, like, if it's in PixInsight's format, nothing will open it. And you can't really get an idea of how stuff's going until you're done. But using this, you can see how things are going as they're happening in the process. So here is a calibrated light frame. So this is, I don't know which part of the mosaic this is. This is flipped. Yeah, something's very wrong here. It's flipped. This should be the top right panel, but since it's inverted, this is the left panel. Yeah, I was gonna say Sony. Sony would be an example of a company I would be like, yeah, I'd work with Sony because it's cool. It gives you clout, basically. Like people are like, oh, Sony works with him. That's a cool thing. So that's the example of the kind of, you know, I would work with Sony if they reached out, but not big brands like that just don't really reach out to me. Did they reach out to you, Mike? Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, I feel like a lot of, I don't know, brands just also don't really reach out to me very often as well. Look at that nice overscan region. Oh, I guess QHY as well, this camera I shot this image with, I got from QHY, which I kind of forgot I needed to be posting about that. QHY loaned me this camera, and I was like, I have not been able to use it because I can't find a scope to use it with. And it's been like a 2-year battle of trying to find a scope that I can actually use this camera with. And now it's actually getting done, so I guess technically work with QHY, and I do owe them some pictures as well. But I don't like their software. Don't tell them I said that, but their software for their camera sucks. The drivers are bad. Camera's good, but the drivers are straight doo-doo. Yeah, hopefully I'll maybe do a meetup one day. That would be cool. Oh, very forward, Mike. You asked them for the $1. Well, that's cool that they gave you a project. It's always interesting to see how it works out for some people, like how they end up getting work like that. Working with Photoshop also could be cool. If PixInsight did anything, that would be interesting. Alright, I'm actually curious to see what one of these oxygen frames looks like, because I'm kind of scared that my master flat wasn't so good. But it looks like my fears are greatly overrated. And there you have it. Oh, nice. You're just doing a lot of fancy brand work. It's probably because your tutorials are like really nicely filmed and everything, so these other brands are seeing it and they're just like, I'm gonna get one of those too. I don't have any nice professional looking tutorial work, sadly. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm just so reluctant to do all things video and video editing, excluding making TikToks. I kind of enjoy making TikToks. I'm hoping I'm not pedestal clipping on this, but we'll see when it stacks. So for those watching, what's going on right now is we're chewing through data, doing lots of calibration. We'll do sulfur next, and then once sulfur is done, everything will get aligned and then stacked. And then we'll repeat the process 3 more times for each panel. And it's going to be great. Feedback. I don't know where I'd be getting feedback from. I don't know. I have a blue snowball. That's like my only audio device. Hell yeah. I got sick ass Wi-Fi still. Gotta love it. Oh, restarting imaging. It's going. We just missed the telescope starting. We do want an autofocus. Needs to move inward by 11,000. That's not good. Yeah, the focuser setup for this scope is all wonky because we're running a secondary mirror focuser and a focuser on the back. And one of these things needs to be tuned clearly. But I think my focus is still good. We can still see the tidal stream of M87 in here. Yeah, the stream might be pausing because my computer is losing its mind trying to stack. Usually when I stack this data, everything will, on my computer, might freeze and it will halt. Yeah, it might be picking up from my webcam, but my OBS... My video capture device doesn't actually have audio. Oh. Yeah, I don't think this is set to capture audio. I mean, if I turn off... Oh, hold up. There's mic and auxiliary, but these are the same thing. And I have basically no Wi-Fi. Yeah, I think stacking and streaming from the same computer is a really bad idea. Potentially. flipped my audio source. Video capture device. I have that muted. Mic and aux, so I'll mute. So now it's just Snowball. And I'll also mute that other source. I feel like that fixed it. Alright, we doing sulfur now. Let's see how the sulfur looks. Still echoing. Let me try. We back in business, boys. Let's pop open the sulfur and ASTAP and see if the sulfur looks good. There's the sulfur. Looking pretty fresh. Got a nice satellite trail. I love when people get so mad about satellites. It makes me feel bad about using Starlink for my telescope. I use Starlink on my Takahashi. And it's so great. I love Starlink. It makes life so nice. Whew. All right, what do you say we, let's go look at Astrobin and go gander at some images. Do you have an Astrobin mic? I'll look you up on Astrobin. Oh, he's not on Astrobin. Let's check out the top picks and see what good stuff we got going on. M83. I saw this earlier today and I thought it was very lovely. It's from New Zealand. Maybe a little bit too much noise reduction, but quite lovely. Looks like someone here was close by. This looks like, oh, I thought this was Utah. This is Egypt. I thought this was from Arches for a second. That's pretty cool. I totally would have guessed that's from Utah. Oh, yeah, you know what? Reddit.com/r/space. I normally hate Reddit. People there, commenters at least, are very annoying. But you can post images. Oh, you can post images here today. Ooh, yeah, hold up. We're gonna do a little post. We're gonna do a little posting on the live stream. I have to downscale my image first though because it's too big. It's just too dang big. I have this version that's 4K on the vertical axis, but I think I need to go smaller. We'll go 6K. 6K by 3K. I'm just going to do some morphological changes to knock out the star intensities from downscaling. So we'll just hit it with the 1 dust and scratches. And this basically will just kill all the stars. That became a bit too small. Bring that back at some opacity. And then we'll mask that change out. Yeah, just give it some dumb fucking clickbait title. That's how it is on Reddit, isn't it? That's how it is everywhere in some weird way. I should watermark this instead of just posting it like an idiot. Because you know it's gonna, if it goes anywhere, it's just gonna get stolen. Oh, hell yeah, give me gold. Conspiracy to go viral. Alright, we got a sick watermark. You know what? It should be at Astro Falls, not Bray Falls. No one's gonna find me from Bray Falls. You have to help me with the title. So let's save this. Milky for Reddit. I need to make it flattened. Okay. For Reddit. Create a post. Let's drop this bad boy in. Hello, computer. Oh no, my computer's doing registration. Less than 20 megabytes. That's a big problem. That's a big problem, kids. I don't know if we can go less than 20 megs. Oh, we can. Hold up. Quality 11. My savior. I love lossy compression. Milky for Reddit. Let's go. We got it. Alright, what's the title? What's the title gonna be? I took 4,000 years to shoot this once in a lifetime image. You know what we have to talk about is how much data it took, because this was like a terabyte. It took over a terabyte. So yeah, that's what we have to say. I captured over 1 terabyte of data to create this 500 megapixel panorama of our Milky Way. Is that clickbait enough? We'll hit it with the OC tag. I'll wait for your approval, Mike. Meanwhile, let us see where we at here. No way it doesn't pop off. But you think that title's good? I know title is everything from Andrew. Okay, sick. We post. I'll have to mash down a quick description of it as well, and I have to link my website. Are they going to ban me if I link my website that I'm selling prints? I know Reddit hating self-promotion. Let's just load it and make sure it looks good. All right, quick description. Oh, they're pretty chill. Okay, cool. We'll say, hey Reddit. Here is an image I recently captured of the Milky Way galaxy from Sagittarius to Scorpius. Wait, hold up. I have a description. I sent APOD. I submitted this for an APOD already. Don't look at my emails. Everyone, close your eyes. Don't look at my emails here either. I'll pull them off the screen. It's taking too long. I'm just going to copy my APOD submission. Oh, hell yeah. I love copy pasting APOD descriptions. Ooh, easy. I just have to edit some things. Alright, I'm going to drop a link to my Instagram instead of my website. Maybe this will impact my print sales, but who cares? I want to hit 500K. Comment. This is my first time posting on Reddit in like a millennia. 16 upvotes already. Hell yeah. Isn't there like a Reddit upvote tracker? So we can watch this in real time. I remember I used to look at this when I would post on Reddit. Because I'd try to be like, oh, I really want to hit the blah blah whatever page. And then I stopped caring. 400 views already. I'm guaranteed to go viral. Thank you so much, Mike. I'll get you a drink of your choice if this goes viral. Now we'll just sit here and refresh it and wait for something to happen. Now for the image. Looks like we are registering. Gotta love it. Oh, I'll send you the full res if you want it. I trust you with the full res. I don't know how I'll be able to send it in an email. Maybe, I don't know what the best way is. I can make a Dropbox transfer for you if you want. I hope this doesn't mess with the stream. 350 megabytes? Yeah, drop your email and I'll send it to you. Hopefully when it's done. Or just DM me your email. I'll try to remember. I'll just let that transfer go for the next 5 days. Lord knows my upload speed can handle it. Speaking of which, we probably have some light frames on the SRO scope, so let's see what's going on with it. I'm just waiting for comments to reply to. Hell yeah, we got a green frame. Let's go. This is M87. For those wondering, this is a large elliptical galaxy in the constellation Virgo, I think Virgo supercluster. Maybe not Virgo, I don't really remember. Oh no, I made a typo. Ah. Thank you. I don't know why the control panel isn't loading. Yeah, it's weird. Reddit's a weird place. Let's jump on the home page and then go back. Maybe I'll see the comment then. That's a really good iPhone Saturn. Hold up. What the heck? Weird. This dude's saying is fucking cracked. It's crazy. Yeah, still no comment. Weird. Hey, there it is. Oh, it's someone else's comment, but not yours. That's weird. Let's reply to it. looks like we're gonna get our first integrated image here. Oh, hold up. Yeah, master light, let's go. Ooh, baby. So there's the HA master. Looking pretty good. Stars get a little hairy on the corners, but oh, cool. I will check. The Dropbox transfer has an hour left, apparently. Anyways, got some nice pelican in there. It's looking pretty juicy. This image should be, what's 4 times 60? 240 megapixels about by the time it's done. Pretty much all my images will be in the hundreds of megapixels nowadays, just because I'm using all IMX455 sensors, which is kind of a problem for my computer. I'm hoping I can at least get one panel done tonight. Just to at least show a little bit of SHO and then hopefully run the rest overnight. It's getting hot in my room, man. My computer's heating everything up. Alright, let's see how we're doing on Reddit. 34 upvotes, 8 comments. Yeah, it says there's 8 comments, but only 1 is showing. Let's check on incognito mode. Y'all post on r/astrophotography at all? What a funny place. Yeah, I generally avoid posting here just because it's toxic, at least especially on the astrophotography subreddit. It's just a bunch of very toxic people there. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of those comments aren't showing. Looks like we're running an integration now on oxygen. Gotta love it. Alright, I'm gonna go back to Astrobin. I wanted to look at this Saturn. It's very smooth, but I thought that one looked cool. This is in Cygnus, 150